Good evening, everybody, and welcome to this executive meeting. Item 1, apologies. Have we got any apologies, please?
No apologies received, Chair.
Thank you. Item 2, declarations of interest. Members are asked to declare any disclosable pecuniary or affected interests in respect of any matter to be considered at this meeting. Has any member got any disclosable pecuniary interest or an affected interest? None? Thank you. Item 3, the minutes. To consider and approve the minutes of the meeting executive held on the 12th of December 2023. Has anyone got any comments on these minutes, please? None? Thank you. Well, I will move the acceptance of those minutes. Can I have a seconder, please?
Yes, Chair. Councillor Bidwell seconds the minutes.
Thank you. All those in favour? Thank you. Item 4, urgent items of business. Are there any urgent items of business?
No, none notified, Chair.
Thank you. Item 5, Q2 Council Plan Overview Report. I understand Katie Flint, Policy and Performance Lead, is going to present this. Welcome, Katie. Here you are.
Thank you very much. Good evening. This evening we're presenting the Council Plan Overview Report for Q2. So this is covering the period July to September. This is the regular report that provides performance and progress information related to the delivery of the Council Plan. It currently remains a report for the outgoing Council Plan, so this will remain the case until the start of the next financial year. Therefore, the content will look different to the themes and the structure agreed at Council before Christmas. This report was reviewed by the Overview and Scrutiny Commission prior to Christmas as well, where several actions and indicators were further explored with officers. Performance this quarter continues to reflect a number of strong areas of performance. The vast majority of actions and indicators are currently on track. Successes reported this quarter include the series of Summer of Fun events which were held in the community, the completion of the Binfield Health and Community Hub, and the hosting of the Climate Change Summit. This report for Q2 does reflect the significant financial challenges that were identified between July and September, but positively, due to the significant activity across all departments, this position has since shown positive improvement. The report also reflects continued challenges related to social care costs, where transformation activity continues to take place to reduce these risks. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any questions at all? I would just like to ask that there's a new business change programme coming in, and can you say when this is likely? Hopefully it's going to have, as it says in the paper, an influence on the recruitment and retention. Do we know when we're likely to see some benefits from this programme on recruitment and retention?
So the new business change programme was introduced through the new council plan. So it's part of the infrastructure that supports the delivery of the council plan. So the work on that will start from the new financial year. And so you will see activities that are related to the business change programme through the service plans that will come through executive towards the end of this financial year. So you should start to see the reports linked to the performance against the council plan and the business change programme from, I think, Q1 will be reported in Q2 of this coming financial year.
Thank you. Are there any other questions? None? Can I ask for a recommendation then for the recommendation 2.1 to note the performance of the council over the period July to September 2023, highlighted in the overview report, including recommendations made to overview scrutiny in Annex B. Can I have someone move the recommendation, please?
Councillor Bidwell moves the recommendation.
Thank you. Can I have a seconder?
Councillor Jeffries to second.
Thank you. Councillor Bidwell, would you like to speak to the motion or to the recommendation?
Yes, I would, Leader. The council plan is really what underpins the business change programme that we have signed up to going forward. It's been well structured and it covers every aspect of what we're trying to do as a local authority. I fully support this. I urge my fellow colleagues to support this. This is the only way that we're going to make life better for all residents in Bracknell Forest.
Thank you. Would the seconder like to speak?
I'd like to reserve, Leader.
Would anyone else like to speak? Okay. Would the seconder like to wind up? Would the mover like to wind up? Would the... Okay, thank you. Would the mover like to wind up?
No, Leader, I don't think there's anything I can add to what I stated earlier, and just urge people to accept and noted the policy, the plan.
We then move on to item 6. Oh, sorry, oh no, sorry. Can I ask to vote, please, for these recommendations? Thank you. Thank you. We now move on to item 6, which is the Bracknell Forest Economic Strategy 2024 to 2034, and we ask Chris Mansfield, Head of Economic Development and Regeneration, to move this. Oh, no, it's not. I welcome Andrew Hunter to move this tonight. Thank you.
Thanks, Leader. I'll introduce the report. So the purpose of this report is to seek approval for the Bracknell Forest Economic Strategy, which aligns with the Council Plan objective of supporting a thriving and a connected economy. The Executive will remember that the draft of the strategy was presented last year prior to public consultation, and we've now made that the document available for public consultation. The strategy attracted responses from 25 parties, and that includes businesses, residents, business associations, and the Economic and Skills Development Partnership. An Appendix A within the report provides a summary of the comments received on the strategy. These in the main were positive, with some suggestions of improvements to the strategy, and the appendix contains how we've adapted the strategy to address those points to respond to the comments made. Section 5.8 of your report sets out the key changes, which includes more emphasis on smaller and medium-sized businesses and the need for lobbying for public transport improvements. In the report and the recommendations, we also talk about reshaping the Economic Skills and Development Partnership so that we can drive forward the contents of this new strategy, and paras 5.12 to 5.15 set out in more detail the approach and the membership of that new partnership. The other appendices cover a summary of the strategy itself, the action plan and the delivery plan, and once agreed the documents will find their way onto the public website and will be monitored through the council plan and the new Bracknell Forest Economic Partnership. The recommendations ask the Executive to note the consultation responses and the amendments, approve the strategy and endorse the repositioning of the Economic Skills and Development Partnership. I'm happy to take any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions, please? None? Thank you. Can I ask for somebody to move the recommendations, please? 2.1, 1, 2 and 3.
Yes, Leader. Councillor Bidwell, happy to move this.
Thank you. Can I ask for somebody to second those recommendations, please?
Chair, Councillor Gilby, I'm happy to second.
Thank you. Speak to the recommendations, please.
Yes, I would, Leader. Very proud of the economic strategy, and following the ESDP meeting this morning, which is going to be rebranded the Bracknell Economic Form of Partnership, which is a lot more easier to roll off the tongue, even though I'm struggling at this late hour of the day. Very proud of it. The most important thing is that wherever we have presented the economic strategy, there's been an overwhelming enthusiasm for the enthusiasm in which it was pulled together. It's a very optimistic document, full of ideas, drawing from all quarters of the borough, businesses, residents, organisations and the like. And we're very, very hopeful that that enthusiasm will lead to partners helping us deliver the strategy. So obviously I would urge members to support the strategy and accept the motion tonight. so that we can get on with the real business, which is the business change programme, the plan, the action plan, which follows as soon as, well, almost immediately after this strategy becomes ratified. So please support this. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Gilbert.
Thank you, Chair. Just briefly, I would simply say my thanks to Councillor Bidwell and the officers for coming up with what I think is an excellent strategy. I think one strength that we really need to highlight from this strategy is it recognises that there's more to the economy of Bracknell Forest than just Bracknell Town itself. Within this strategy are excellent references to the commercial clusters that exist around our borough, for one example being the Crowthorne High Street, which is very close to my heart. I think the fact that this strategy draws on the various strengths that we have around this borough is a real testament to the work that's gone into this, and I have no doubt that it will prove an excellent blueprint as we proceed forward in terms of our economic vision for this borough. Thank you.
Would anyone else like to speak? I would just like to comment that 5.8 reflects the responses and comments. So as a good consultation, it went out, and the responses received have had some changes in the light of that, which shows that all the responses have been listened to and noted. Thank you. Would the mover like to wind up?
Yes, Leader. Yes, the response was good. I mean, we wouldn't expect the same sort of response from consultation as the budget, but given the topic, we were very, very pleased with the response. We got some excellent responses from organisations like the Thames Valley Chamber of Commerce, the BID, of course, and the ESDP, and they were very important because they helped shape some of the changes we made, which is basically to make the opportunities for all wider, and to Councillor Gilby's point, to make sure that we engage with other areas of Bracknell Forest, not just Bracknell Town. And to that point, in the next few weeks, we will be meeting with businesses in Crowthorne. So I'm delighted with that. There was, apart from climate and change, every single consultancy question achieved more than 80%. Climate change nearly 80%, just underneath that. So that shows a significant agreement with what we were doing against the four, and I'll repeat these four main pillars because it's really germane to the whole strategy. That is economic performance actions, business competitive actions, people, work and well-being actions, place, climate change, infrastructure and connectivity actions. Those are the four structures that we will start to plan against, bring partners in, put subgroups to, and hopefully we will move the borough forward and make it a stronger and more vibrant economy. Thank you.
Thank you. I would now like us to vote on the recommendation 2.1 parts 1, 2 and 3. All those in favour, please. Carried. Thank you. We then move on to item 7. Before we move on to item 7, there are some confidential items and exempt information contained in the papers that go with item 7. If we go on to that and we stray and we ask questions about this, we will have to close the meeting and go into confidential meeting and closed session. I would prefer not to do that. So I would really ask you not to raise any of the questions which are on the pink papers, if at all possible. We then go on to item 7, the procurement plan for the Children's Residential Framework 2024. And this will be presented by Grania Siggins, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. The purpose of the report in front of you is to seek approval for the strategic procurement plan for the South Central Children's Residential Framework 2024. We are a partner within the existing strategic partnership, which delivers the procurement of the residential framework for children within its current parameters. That ends in September this year. In terms of the future, there's been a review of the existing framework and how it's operated, with view to further improvements in shaping up this procurement plan that you have in front of you. The procurement plan parameters are identified in the report in terms of the 4+2+2 years. In terms of the partnership agreements, there are additional local authorities entering into the partnership on this occasion, so there'll be 20 local authorities engaged in this process. As part of the review, where the service was able to demonstrate effective management and oversight of the residential placements made and effective monitoring of those, in addition to evidence of the efficiency applied within the framework, in that some of the placements were more efficient when purchased through the residential framework versus those externally and commissioned as a one-off basis. So what you do have is a plan with a significant amount of work to review the previous framework, take the learning into the parameters and the processes within the current framework, and we're recommending to approve the recommendations.
None? Thank you. Can I ask for executive members to move these recommendations, please?
Yes, Councillor Roy Bailey and I recommend approval of recommendations in paragraphs 2.1 to 2.13.
Thank you. Is that seconded? I'll second those recommendations. Thank you. Councillor Bailey, would you like to speak to the recommendations, please?
Yes, just briefly. Gráinne has outlined why we are proposing this. It's a well-reasoned and comprehensive document, and I have no hesitation in going ahead with these or recommending these. We accept recommendations contained in the report. It gives us the clarity and certainty that we need to fulfil our obligations, both legally and in terms of safeguarding. So, I mean, I can't really add any more than that, other than that I'm fully in favour of it, that we accept them. Thank you.
I would just like to agree with, when you read through all of this, it seems a really good plan and part that we should join again as part of this, economically and for the benefit of all our children. Anyone else like to speak? Bailey, would you like to wind up, please?
Nothing really further to add. It's, as we say, a well-reasoned, thoroughgoing document, and I have no hesitation in supporting it. Thank you.
Can I then ask for people to vote for the recommendations 211, 212 and 213? All those in favour, please? Thank you. I therefore declare the meeting closed. Thank you.